What's up, you guys? I'm going to be upgrading the transfer case on this Jeep. So this is Claire. This is a 1994 Jeep Grand Cherokee with a 5.2 liter V8. This is my grandma's Jeep. Yes, grandma's Jeep. My grandma's pretty cool. Currently it's on a 3.5 inch lift with some BF Goodrich KO2s and some newer Jeep wheels. So this Jeep is equipped with the full-time 4-wheel drive transfer case, and we're going to swap it from this transfer case to the 242 transfer case. Now I'm going with this transfer case because it has a lot more options than the full-time 4-wheel drive transfer case. It has 2-wheel drive, 4-wheel drive part-time, 4-wheel drive full-time, neutral, and 4-wheel drive low. So I feel like this transfer case is going to be well suited for this Jeep. The first thing I'm going to do is to drain the transfer case of all the fluids. Then I'm going to start disconnecting everything attached to it, such as the wiring, the drive shafts, and the linkages. Now all I have left is to remove the 6 nuts that hold onto the transfer case. Okay, so now I have both transfer cases on my workbench along with an overhaul kit and some tools that I'm gonna need. On my left is a 242 out of the donor Jeep, and on the right is a 249 from Claire. So I'm gonna go ahead and start tearing apart this one first. I'm gonna start by taking these bolts out, popping this whole part right here out, taking this nut out, and pulling this out, and then splitting the case. Okay, so now the case half is apart. I went ahead and removed the detent spring right here, and this is this part right here. The spring and this. I've never taken one of these apart before, so I'm gonna just start piece by piece, starting with this. Put it off to the side, and see if I can pull this out in a way. It looks like the only thing stopping this from coming out is that dowel right there. So I'm gonna get a pry bar, kind of push this out of the way so I can pull this out. Okay, so it took a little bit of wiggling, but I got this out. Wasn't too bad. It was actually pretty easy so far. I still need to, take all this apart to put new seals and bearings and stuff like that, but we'll see how that goes later. In the meantime, I'm going to take this one apart the exact same way to get to the planetary that's in there for the input shaft. Okay, now both of these are fully taken apart. I have both input shafts right here. As you can see, this is the V8 input shaft. This is the one that I'm going to be using to put into this transfer case. So before I begin the process of rebuilding this, I'm going to go ahead and get this input shaft, put it in the 249, put this back together, and then put it off to the side. All right, time to rebuild this thing. Like I said, I've never taken one of these apart before, so I'm going to kind of go about it piece by piece. I'm gonna continue tearing down into this. I'm gonna remove the snap ring, get this bearing out, and remove this bearing right here, and the snap ring on the other side of that too. There that goes. So this kit comes with so many seals. These seals I do not need. Here are the seals that I do need. This one with the red and it has a lip. That one goes to the cone right here. And these two seals, one has silver in the outside, one is just regular. This one is for here, and then this one is for the case where the output shaft for the front drive shaft goes to. So I noticed that this seal doesn't say outside on either side of this, but I'm assuming this is the outside because on the other seal, the way the seal looks and the angles, this one says outside. So I'm assuming that this is also the same way, that this is outside because of how the seals are designed. Okay, I went ahead and finished putting this cone on and putting the yoke on. This is torqued to 80 foot-pounds. I put silicone inside of here so that way it doesn't leak out of there. And I also went ahead and swapped the sensor from the 249 into this case. Now, if you guys noticed in the video, I actually put one of those gears on backwards and I had an issue where it wasn't engaging. So I had to take this whole thing apart, but we're good now. Went ahead and corrected it, put it back together. Now it's ready to go back in the Jeep. So it looks like the original linkages should work fine. All I had to do was just attach them to the transfer case and to the mounting part right there, and then loosen this bolt right here and adjust it from the top and make sure everything's all lined up where it's supposed to be. Where this is in, let's say, two-wheel drive, up there is in two-wheel drive. Once those are lined up, then we'll tighten this. Should be good. Now, one thing I haven't checked is the pinion angle on this. Since this thing got a lift kit, I know the pinion angle is probably a little different. So I'm gonna go ahead and fix that. I actually have some adjustable upper control arms. I'll go ahead and take care of that right now. So I didn't show the process of fixing the pinion angle, but basically I took those arms off and got the angle of this transfer case right here, which was about 5.4 degrees. And this pinion right here was actually like really low. It was at basically 0 level. So I went ahead and got a jack, picked this up a little bit up until it's like 5.4 degrees. Then I adjusted those arms, put them back in, tightened everything, and double checked, and all the angles are fine. And that's gonna wrap it up. So hope you guys enjoyed the video. I'll see you guys in the next one.